welcome back everyone to another episode of Figuring Out Epilepsy, where we talk about all things epilepsy plus more. Um, Today is my first recurring guest. You may have seen him last time we talked about his book, Simon Has a Seizure. Nigel, I'm not even going to try to say your last name because I always have a hard time with it. But he is the author of Simon Has a Seizure, and we're going to see what is up with him, what he has been up to. How are you, Nigel?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, good. Just here in California, in the desert.
Yeah, see, not how you feel. Hey,
What do you do to try to does the heat affect you?
yes,
It does. What do you do? What are some tips that you do to to
my
kind of prevent a
goodness.
seizure?
To prevent seizure, I whenever I go outside, I wear a hat, or I'll keep a cooling towel on me
Oh, that's
all
smart.
the time, and like the very last thing that I would do is wear a sun hat.
That's
Um,
that's smart. I need to do that. I don't do that. I wear
y-
sunglasses.
yeah, I don't like sun hats. I don't. If that's your thing,
But they
go
come in
ahead.
they come in handy, I feel like.
I know that it's very it's pretty much like what you wear when it comes to activities. Um, be sure that you're not in uh, in a lot of heat,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly, or just like going outside. Luckily, um, luckily I have pool that I can swim in, and me and my dad were starting to clean that out every like late afternoon. So so I can swim, and as long as he or my mom is out there, yeah,
Yes.
you can go on and swim. It's and then they're just like sitting there like, yeah, he's swimming.
Safety
Huh?
first. Safety first, yep. I don't I'm not much of a swimmer. I get scared if it's deeper than like 4 feet because I'm only 5 feet. I'm only 5 feet tall. So even in the 5 feet pool, I had to be on my tippy toes and it's still too deep for me. So I start panicking. But so I like to stay in the shallow end of the pools.
Yeah, and I don't do the beach like because the water's gross. I don't know. The water's
Um,
gross now. So like
yeah,
I used to go to the beach, but nah, not anymore.
yeah. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks on that. I haven't gone in so long, so I don't even know. But what's new with you? What's going on? You wrote this book, Simon Has a Seizure. Um, Amazing book. Absolutely love it. It's it's so cute. I like the characters. How'd you come up with the characters?
Um, we pretty much said, I said, okay, they said, okay, what kind of colors do you want? And I said, I would like, uh, I don't want anything that's in the alphabet community at that time. This is a couple of years ago, um,
Mhm.
so it wasn't as serious. No, actually, it was really serious. Like that's when pronouns and all that kind of.
Yep.
I didn't want any colors that were like I wanted to have a lot of purple, of course,
Hmm.
or not a lot, but there's um,
We always
and
have to
then
sneak that purple in just a little.
exactly, I said I want a lot of purple, and and my illustrator, Lauren Sage Browning, she he kind of created the characters to be um, little creatures, um, instead of human, because when it came to I want this to reach out to everyone, and um, I don't want it to I wouldn't want it to be only like mm, on the just human side first off, because anything can have
Very,
seizures,
very true.
and also how they're scary, they're so scary that even monsters like are afraid of them. And so uh yeah,
The
I
characters,
wanted
the characters kind of remind me of Monster Inc. All those like little
I know
monsters, they
that's
kind of remind me of that.
that's exactly what I was going for.
Okay. That's great. Everybody loves Monster Inc.
Hmm. Oh yeah.
Is they are you not a fan of that movie or?
Oh no, I love Monsters Inc.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I can quote that movie like it's no tomorrow.
Oh, really? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
We may need to hear it. A little line.
Oh no, it doesn't no, I
No,
don't sound like the characters at all. That's the one thing I can't do.
it's okay. It's okay.
No. It's like other like shows or animations, yeah, I can do, but not not Mike or Sully or
Well, they have unique voices on their own, so
yeah,
yeah. But aren't you like an actor or something
a
like
voice
that?
actor, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and a pretty stinking good one. But if I might say myself, no, but
What kind of projects have you done?
have I done the one that was like my I say key project because I was a big part of I wound up being a co-producer for one of the episodes or a few of the episodes, um, co-director, actor, and my like they wanted to test my voice so much, and to where every night I was um I was like saying like cussing up a storm in falsetto and speaking, and the character was speaking super fast, so I had to be super fast with it. So um I'm uh so I enjoyed that project. It was called the Black Rugrats, and
Aw.
it wound up getting canned because that's like I said when the alphabet community was coming in, and I say alphabet community because every letter of the alphabet, by the way,
Isn't
guys.
is in the name, yeah.
There's BLM, there's MAGA, so MAGA, and then there's LGBTQ IA plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started, yeah.
Oh, that
So,
sucks. That would have been
but
good.
something called Q Force sort of took the spotlight from
Mhm.
it was a Netflix show.
Oh,
But
okay. I just I just auditioned for a voice acting role. Let's see if I get it. I would be playing a killer bear. I know.
how had to be a crack baby that spoke like this.
It wanted like the two it's so funny because I absolutely hate horror movies, but it wanted like a creepy voice, and then it wanted like a childlike voice, like a toy. So I auditioned for that. I'll see if I get it. I don't think I am, but you never know. We'll see.
Yeah,
Imagine.
you never know. It's uh, and that's how ironically how Simon came to be. It was you never know because
Yes.
like I went to write from actor to writer. Well, actor, co-director, blah 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 blah. If you want to go on
Your
IMDb and check
resume
it
is
out.
like 20 feet long.
We,
You do it all.
yeah, we that's the thing is I was always focused on acting and films, and this phone call wound up changing my life. I went from all that to, you know, to writer, because uh, people liked my book, and they were and my neurologist or the person that was uh, his assistant had called and said, you know, everybody loves the book at the office and blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, like like or you guys are just like pulling my leg, like this, it's okay to be honest and not kiss butt about the thing that you wanted me to send in, um, but it's uh it's also funny because I never thought about that, but then I thought back. Like it's one of those things where you just sit and think back.
Hmm.
Okay, why am I doing this? What are the how did I get these skills? And I found and I remembered I would write poems. I would write poetry for girls that I liked in
Ooh, the
class, and
romantic
yeah,
one.
exactly. I'm the hopeless romantic, and
Aw, we love that.
and I like I would just not I would give it to them in a secretive way, and so that's pretty much what um how all the rhyming came to be, um and then I found notebooks of me just writing small like useless stories,
Mhm.
or and then also some people blog about, you know, their dreams, or you know, uh, stuff just stuff like that, and I was one of those people. uh, yeah, they or like after a seizure, people blog, or not blog, but I almost said vlog too. Goodness, Nigel, speak. Um, yeah, people will write about their seizures or their dreams,
Mhm.
and I would write about my seizures, like quite a bit, and uh how I hated it. I found an old notebook that was just like hate, double hate, loathe
Jim
entirely,
Carrey.
like loathe entirely.
Jim Carrey and the Grinch. I mean, that works for epilepsy. That so works for epilepsy. That's
Yeah. So
so that
yeah,
kind of
that's
inspired the book.
yeah, that kind of helped the book come together. I was like, oh, I was supposed to be because my mom would also say too that I was very well written, and I
Mhm.
didn't know it because of my grades in school. So uh, I wanna take time. Like I wanna run into my old high school teacher's classroom and be like, look where I'm at.
Do
Yeah,
it.
look.
Do it. I'm such a bad influence. I
I'm sorry,
sing.
guys.
Go for it. Show them where you're at.
Yeah. But since our last talk, the book has really taken off. It's I go to all these different foundations and galas. Well, not really a lot of galas, but um, and I've talked to people when it comes to uh, the Special Olympics,
Hmm.
and I have just gone to I'd gotten a connection with Ryan Sheckler, which is he's a skateboarder,
Okay.
um, and he has a foundation for people that are um, disabled, like physically and mentally, um, about getting back on a skateboard and trying to teach them how to skateboard, and he held a little a little foundation get together, and my friend was able to get me in for free. Thank goodness.
Nice. That's a good
Um,
friend.
yeah, and I made a copy for Ryan, uh, or for the foundation. Like here's one for the foundation, and then there was one for him himself. Um, and it turns out he has a baby girl and another one on the way. So it was perfect. He looked at the book. He said, "Oh, oh man, this is awesome. Yeah, thanks. Like my daughter's gonna love this." I was
Aww.
like,
Aww. I know it's
I,
such a good book. It's amazing. Like you said, it's for all ages. I talked to the librarian for the school that I work at, and they're trying to get the book in there. But I also got one for my nephew. I'm gonna give it to him tomorrow. I'm gonna see them tomorrow. So
every,
it's I'm excited because I'm like, oh, my little nephew's gonna have one of these awesome books. It's like I feel like I'm doing something right.
yeah, exactly. Like that's why I'm glad to see people purchase it in bundles, and knowing that copy that they're not keeping is going to someplace that will be great.
Hmm.
So going to another relative, going to um, a foundation, or they might know people that'll help
Yes.
get it out there. And
Yes.
that's how we had snuck it into a couple of schools.
Yeah, last time we
Uh,
talked, you said a bunch of schools were picking it up.
yeah, and and then there was also I was in the hospital, and I brought a copy, and um, they were kind enough to put like to put this together in their free time. And it says like, thank you, Nigel, we love your book on it.
Aw. Oh, and they made a, what is that, a swan?
Yeah, it's I always keep it on my table,
That's so
my
nice of them.
on top of my books. So and then those a couple of those nurses actually worked at Chalk, which is um, Children's Hospital of Orange County, and they're gonna talk to or and they said, you know what? Yeah, here's this book. It should be at the at the children's hospital, and they're most likely gonna run with that.
That's amazing. Imagine having your book at a children's hospital. I mean, it's already going into schools, but into hospitals and then the foundations. That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Did you ever think that it was gonna be this big when you were writing it?
it was originally gonna be like uh a book with a kid that wanted to skateboard, but always wore those helmets,
Hmm.
and so it was going to be called "Always Wearing a Helmet," and I was like, but but then I looked at it, I was like, no, no, like, you know what? And I thought about it for like an hour, and and then started writing for a few hours, and I wound up making this, and I was like, whoa, are you serious?
I'm so glad that you went with Simon Has a Seizure. It's
Yeah,
it
definitely.
what I like about it is the fact that it teaches about seizure safety. I feel like we all need to know about seizure safety. That's that's really evident with what we see, well, at least what we hear through different foundations, different incidences. And then not a lot of people know. I get people where they still think that you should put something in our mouths, that you should restrain us. So it's like this is such a great way to learn seizure safety.
Yeah, and uh, like, no, I'm not gonna say it again. Um, no, I leaked it last time. So, like I leaked before, there's an animation, or animation in the works.
I was actually
Where
going to
we
ask you about this.
Yeah, yeah. So there's there's gonna be an animation in the works, and it's it's a little more on the teenage to adult level
Mhm.
when it comes to learning about seizure safety, like the kind of like the darkness behind seizure safety.
Goes a little bit into more of the details and the not so pretty
Yeah,
parts of it.
yeah, the whole side effects of medications and how it changes a parent's life and how they're supposed to um ch just stuff like that.
Hmm.
And and I'm not going to give away anything from the book. So it's not like the book. It is not the book. It's not like all
It's an
it's
upgrade.
yeah it's there's still like colors and stuff like that, but it's not um and I'm working with Miles Levin, by the way.
We love
Uh
Miles.
yeah, Miles Levin, and if you don't know Miles Levin, uh he is the writer and director um
Under the
for
Lights.
Under the Lights, both the short film and the soon to come feature film.
I know. I'm excited for
And
that. And then we're gonna have yours. Where are you in the process of creating yours?
right now, pretty much how to make money, and that's why that's why I'm working so hard uh, on finding foundations. Luckily, I was able to get a hold of um, what do you call it, Epilepsy Foundation of Orange County.
Mhm.
They emailed me, and I sent them a book, and yeah, I'm
Can we can we start like a GoFundMe, something kind of maybe help raise
um
so we could get this created. What can we do? What can we do to help Nigel? Because this is absolutely amazing. We need to get this out there.
yeah, not really a GoFundMe, maybe literally just going onto the website uh and donating,
Okay. I'll put yeah.
or I might make Miles might make a whatchamacallit, what's Kickstarter,
Oh, okay.
because
Okay.
that's how he started with Under the Lights. So
Okay. So
um
I'll put the links down below where you guys can purchase his book, where you can donate, and then if you guys ever get that started, I'll also link that in my bio as well. So we'll see. Hopefully soon. That would be amazing.
yeah, thank you. And that's the thing I promised that I would like throw out books like it's nothing. Like kids books I'm throwing out, or I'm pushing. The only reason why Simon Has a Seizure is the only book that I'm known for is because the animation is going to be there.
Hmm.
But let's say post production of the film, I'll most likely put out another book because they're already written. They're they're already written short stories and children's books. They've they're ready to go, but I've got to be like, yeah, here's my which is why I also created why I created um, Epilepsy Stories,
Hmm.
so that it's that people see I'm not just putting out one thing, I'm telling different stories from epilepsy, different um, from different people's aspects, and also how scary it can be. Like
Do you,
those are the like adult or adult to short story. I'm gonna write a novel soon. So,
I can't wait. For your stories, i- is it based on other people in the community or is it your own experience or a combination of both?
it's literally about everything. Like I'll go outside um, and see what people are doing and be like, you know what, and this adapt to epilepsy. It's rather they like let's say sitting in the car and watching people drive, and you'd be like, well, I can't do that. So then how can I put then there's the how can I make it a children's book or when it comes to children's books. Um, and then same for pretty much all my books. Some of them do come from personal aspects, uh, like like how I was born with genetic epilepsy,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be another book. Uh, and like just one of the things that people thought was amazing was how like it's crazy how he made a children's book for epilepsy safety,
Mhm.
and that's why people are like, um, but the thing is, there are other books out there that people have written about epilepsy,
There's there's quite
but
a few books, but I think what I like about yours is all the bright colors. It's kind of like almost homey, if that makes sense. It reminds me of like, you know, maybe a stuffed animal or it's just like which you should definitely consider making your
yeah,
characters into plushies. That would be awesome.
you have no idea how many people have said, I want a Simon Fluffy.
Yes, he's so
So
cute. He's so cute. And then I just picture it like a cute little plushie. I'm like, that would be amazing.
yeah, so once we really get the money out there, then that's gonna come definitely.
Yeah, we're just doing step by step. We're gonna make it all happen, right?
Exactly. So there's so it's really right now just okay, I've got to make the money for this because of this and to go into
Hmm.
this and then
It's
um
a
and
process.
yeah,
Yeah.
people have asked me, so what do the donations go to? And I say, well, at the moment it's for an LLC, and I'll use the money from that to go towards uh, things for my books and things for the animation,
Okay.
and and that's and then when we're really taking off, when more and more people see me on podcasts and talking in front of people and having interviews with you and stuff, they'll
Oh.
they'll see, okay, okay, I'm gonna do this. I can help out with this, and
And there's more and more podcasts about epilepsy coming out all the time.
and I've been on a couple.
Oh,
Um, haven't been on What the F yet. I hope to do What the F. I'm
same, honestly. Same. I would love to be a guest on What the F. Like that's such a great podcast.
Yeah, and then there was like when I'm doing stuff in front of people that don't even have to affiliate with epilepsy, it's it's crazy. It's weird because I'm giving sort of a lesson, and of course I'm totally open with questions. How does it feel to how does it feel to have a seizure? And,
Mhm.
and I told them, I don't know.
It's hard to describe. I tried doing an episode on what it feels like to have a seizure. It was very difficult to describe what it's like painful. I don't know. I don't know. Tiring. How else can I describe it?
Exactly, because it's like we can't, like, some people can't feel what's going on uh, when they black out. Some people just have, petite mal seizures, and they just, blank out or something of the sort. And,
Yeah, we're all different.
yeah, so
Mhm.
I'm like, well, and I recently just started having seizures where I would feel everything, and uh, I like, luckily I'm double jointed, but my arms like twist out of place, and like into a curl, and I start hitting my head or something, and
That's
I
scary.
like I can feel it and I feel awake, but it's like, why is, is this happening to me? Like, ow, 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 ow,
Is
ow. Like,
is your medication not working like it was? Like, what did your
um,
neurologist have to say?
my neurologist had to say, um, uh, yeah, yeah, like that's gonna happen for a minute, and then I went to the hospital and had seen them, or stayed for a couple of days, and uh, they had gotten um, they've gotten a few reads, and um, she prescribed me a couple of new medications, and she said, like, what was going on before, that like that will happen sometimes,
Oh
but
wow.
uh, it's very irregular, and um, and supposedly she also said, and it might be something wrong with your muscles, like they like your brain is like just telling your muscles and to do these things, to do these jolts. So I
Yeah,
try,
I get muscle spasms quite a lot. Just randomly, just my arm will just flick or my leg.
yeah. So that's that's what he said, and not that's what he said, but she had said, um, yeah, she said that, and I was like, oh well, no, these feel like seizures, like, no, no, spasms,
Hmm.
and and she was kind enough to like guide me and guide me through everything, like, okay, well then we're to see if it's muscle spasms or not, we're gonna give you this, and we're gonna grab you a couple of new medications. And here's for if you seize, and then here's for um if you're like just your regular medication. Here's a new, I call it the blue pill because it's got great side effects. Like if you think that having to go to the restroom is a bad side effect, it's not a bad side effect when you like if you're when you're trying to like fit into old suits that you had that looked awesome,
Oh no.
like outdressing the groom and stuff like that. But I don't mind it, or I don't know why I'm talking about having to go to the bathroom now.
Because it's a part of
But
epilepsy. It's a part of it.
yeah,
I always
it's a
I always have to use the restroom right before a seizure. That's why I always fall in the restroom because
that's
it's like mandatory for me.
that's me. I I always tell people that they like they'll have a tell and they'll say, oh, this is what it is, and then this is my tell, and then I'm afraid to tell people about mine because you know there's something, or my tell for before I have a seizure is me having to go pee, and
Same.
so
Yep.
I run to the bathroom and go pee.
Yep. That's
And
one of my tells too. And it gets stubborn. I get really stubborn to where like no one can tell me anything. I'm just it's just like it goes through one ear and out the other. And then my twitching. So yeah, that's a great combination, is
yeah, and so when like feeling my like uh, and then now it's like just um it comes to mind like it's like your brain is just saying "See," like
Yep.
it's insane. And but and then afterwards, of course, there's the whole here, let me lay down and rest. Um, my mom, she just recently made me stop playing um, the, the game Harry Potter or Hogwarts Legacy. It's a very popular video game because she was like, "Oh, well, you know what? The way that you were the last time you had a seizure, I was so worried that it seemed demonic. Like it's like I've had like you've had seizures for like since you were 7 years old, and this was different." And she
I've been told
saged down the house and everything. I was like, "What?" Like,
that. I mean, I've been told that too. I've been told that I look like I'm possessed because my body contorts in a way where I'm not a flexible person. But it contorts in a way where it shouldn't, and then I do like this blood curdling type of scream that you hear in horror films. So I've been told that, and I've been told that by my friend who's an RN. She's like, I've seen so many seizures in my life before, and yours definitely looks like you're possessed. I'm like, I'm not though. I'm not.
exactly. I'm like, and that's why it's a scary experience for people,
Yeah.
um, because even I'll remember my teacher, my professor. my science professor, he didn't know what to do in class when I had a seizure, and we were sitting on stools, on metal stools, and I
Mm.
supposedly fell and hit my head, and luckily, a high school friend of mine who knew that I had epilepsy, uh, he helped take care of me, and that's a whole nother story is her helping me, and I had
What a good
I had a
friend.
thought about yeah I had a thought about it a while back, and I was like just sending her a thank you, and also realizing, hey, you can be somewhere and see somebody have a seizure, you can you can help, like,
Mm.
and one thing is schools, middle schools that have what do you call it, home economics
Mhm.
classes.
My school has that. Home
Yeah,
ec.
yeah. So they're learning how, I learned how to do CPR in mine in middle school, and
Really?
yeah. So I asked my teacher, uh, would we be learning anything about seizures? And she was rude. She just said no, because it's not important enough. And
What?
yeah, so I was like, okay, so we're taking 3 weeks to learning CPR, and we can learn how to like work with seizures in like just maybe a week. Like
Yeah.
give it a week and then test it like a couple days, and that's all it would take, is truly knowing. Like I me I have to say thank you to the stupid Karens, the and like Karens that tried to talk to cops all rude. Thank you, Karens. Thank you to those Karens, because
What?
I I recently just just started to fall in love with these Karens, call fighting the cops and being arrogant and stuff like that, because cops, they're wearing body cams, and of course there's good cops and there's bad cops, and people
Yes.
look at cops as bad, um but after learning how to be black, the day I was born, I realized I realized that I had to be more humble. Like whenever they come and my parents are like, yeah, yeah, and they ask for licenses. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're being detained. We're not being like, don't worry. I'm like, man, don't worry about it. We're investigating. We have nothing wrong with the car.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Um, but it's not a race thing. Yeah. But they literally have something where they say safety position,
Hmm.
and this one lady was falling and pretending to have a seizure, and and they said uh, one guy was walking past her, and like you can see on the body cam, he's horse like searching around but sees her and says safety position to the other cops, and he took his foot and put her on her side, and I was like, thank you. Like and she was in cuffs, but it was like so simple. It was, oh, took his foot and just set her to her side, and I was like, why can't people think, okay, yeah, like my books, uh, it looks like a children's book, so it's that simple.
Yeah,
It is that simple. When it comes to
it really is.
CPR, there's, stuff that you have to go through, and thank you for those that are CPR certified, um, and thank you for those that are epilepsy awareness certified or seizure safety certified. Um, but really, epilepsy is so simple, and the only
Hmm.
reason why it doesn't seem like so many people, or like a gigantic group of people have it, or the only reason why people don't see it, or you know, sorry, the only reason why people don't really uh, see others with epilepsy is because of stigma. It's
Yes.
Miles say all the time. It calls stigma, and that's pretty much just hiding it away from everybody and being afraid to tell everybody, and that is totally true because
Very true.
it's it's hard to get a job with with epilepsy. It's
Yep.
hard to like you can get laid off or fired because you have epilepsy or because you're having seizures. Um,
Which it is against the law to fire someone because they have seizures. So if that ever happens, definitely fight back because
yeah,
that's against the law.
yeah, definitely. That's like,
Yeah. But it doesn't make it easy to find a job, trust me. I have always lied. I never tell them during an interview or anything that I have
yeah,
epilepsy. I always keep it to myself because work past the probation period, and then after the probation period I'm like, oh yeah, I have epilepsy. Like i
yeah,
don't i don't tell you know future jobs that I have epilepsy. I won't. I probably still
yeah,
won't.
yeah. I learned the hard way, and the heartbreaking way, and the sort of uh, I was let's see, I was applying for a job at a very famous place. Uh, I'm not gonna say it because who watches the podcast? Like, but
you don't have to say it. It's totally fine.
but I had a couple of connections, and also the person had that I was interviewing. Her entire time, her face, like her eyes were like just opening, and were she was happy with all of these things, and yet at the very end of the interview, I said, um, and she said, "Is there anything else?" And I said, "Yes, I have epilepsy." And her smile disappeared,
Mm.
just completely disappeared, and I didn't get an email, I didn't get a call, I didn't get a text, anything like that. And
Immediately it was like a no.
yeah, immediately it was like, well, you can't have the job because of this, and I can't really tell you, but you and
Yeah,
and I would have gotten the job. I would have definitely would. I know this place front to back and side to side and all the rules. I know all this stuff, and yet,
because of epilepsy.
yeah,
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard trying to find employment when you have epilepsy. It's they see it as a risk. Like we're high risk.
exactly.
Hmm.
And I wanted like it's weird how people say they hate going into work and like totally understandable, but um some people want to work and some
Can't.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, they just want that experience,
Yeah.
like just to be out. I don't know, the usual job is probably like working in a restaurant or something like that, like a drive through or something. And
Yeah. Fast food.
exactly. So just getting that chance to, oh, this is my uniform.
Hmm.
I have to wear this. Okay, cool. I'll dress up. I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here early. And and being able to like climb those ranks to be like, oh look, I got employee of the month. Like I would love that. And then having
Ooh,
like
I would love to be employee of the month. I call out too much to be employee of the month. Honestly, I'm lucky I don't get fired.
I don't know, with me, I would be like, hey, excuse me, can I go to the restroom? Or like that's my stigma sort of piece too, is because I'd be afraid of rejection, and and that's why I started writing, and I started
That's how you
and
coped with everything.
yeah, and why I said, you know what, I want a job,
Hmm.
and I was an actor, and that's a job, but um now I'm gonna start doing this writing thing, see how it goes, and hopefully, Lord, let's pray that that my future books are as successful as Simon Has a Seizure,
That would be great.
and and I'm really glad to be asked questions about the book and what the future holds when it comes to the book,
Hmm.
and questions about epilepsy. If they're stupid, I won't like tell you. Like just like fun ask questions about. Um,
I, I appreciate the questions because it makes me have hope that people want to learn and they want to educate themselves better on epilepsy. So I say bring on the questions. If I can't answer, I will find you the answer.
and then just people learning about the stereotypes. I, um, I'm gonna give you a sneak peek on my next book.
Another exclusive?
Maybe I'll give you another exclusive. Except this book is aimed more towards the epilepsy community, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not going to give you a full, you know,
Whatever you
you
feel
know,
comfortable with.
it's I went around and recorded a bunch of people and asked them first question, and I wrote down everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna have a camcorder or anything with me and ask them these questions, but um, those that had stopped and were kind enough to uh, answer these questions, um, I thank them, and and I can't wait to put this book out. That's sort of the, let's say, the the thing that really that must be said. It's
Mm-hmm.
something that must be said, and I don't mean to like attack uh, the epilepsy community because I call it I call it the church effect.
Mm-hmm.
Like when people say, "Oh yeah, I'm religious because I go to church every Sunday." It's like, okay, but then you after church, you want to go clubbing and all that kind of stuff. It's like that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And
So you're going to be talking about the topics that maybe we're having conversations on the side, but no one's really saying out loud. That's
exactly,
got it. I
exactly.
can't wait. I love that
So
idea.
exactly. So it's going to be called "Where's the Awareness?"
Mhm.
Um, because people go to the walks they uh they do these things, but what do you do to, you know, let the word out? It's like, do you tell other people, hey, yeah, I went on this walk, you should come next time, and we can probably talk about what epilepsy is or what it holds,
Yeah.
and like why I do the walks, and this is what seizures are, and that's how it's supposed to build up. But then like but those that just hide the people all over just hide it. They just
Hmm.
so that's really what I want to tell, sort of, you know, why are you not doing something because people are asking these stupid questions, like the ones that I've written down. Um, like these questions and these answers. Like, do you know what seizures are? And they're like, we're supposed to, it's like, well, it's when somebody shakes, right? And, or like when you're possessed, right? And I'm like,
Mm.
mm,
Okay.
like that's a half a point, but
Yeah.
it's like when you're shaking, okay, you can stop there, but
Sounds like a book that we need. That the community and just everyone just needs to read this book. It sounds
yeah,
like it's gonna be great.
yeah. Well, thank you,
Mhm.
but
Thank
but that's
thank you, Nigel, for
but
being here with us and talking about everything.
all right. Thank you very much allowing me to talk about the update since the last time we talked.
Yeah.
And
And you can come back every single time. Well, when your animation comes out with your other books, so we'll always keep in touch, and especially since we're like cousins anyways, right?
yeah, seriously, like
We're
that
practically
would be,
family.
yeah, it's insane. I was like, okay, this is too much. It's like, plus we live in the same like area, sort of.
Yep.
It's yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You're the cousin. It's cool. Oh yeah.
Yeah, use
Well,
my cousin. Okay,
well, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to have all the links down below. So make sure you guys check out the description box. And then we will see you again next time, Nigel.
all right, thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay, bye.